So
But it's low on YouTube. Awesome.
one already.
That's right.
Okay. So people who are watching this video will miss the best part of the conversation.
It's always the way.
It was so nice. So you're from Manchester, and how did you get here?
Good question. I got lost. So many people ask me, did you get lost on the way? Where were you going? So, long story short, because I'm not sure how much time we have, but here we go. So, I have family here in Brazil, right? So, particularly my mother's family, they're all from Piauí, but they're kind of spread out all across Brazil. And my father's actually from England, and he was born in a place called Blackpool. And I was raised in the northwest of England. That's a really quick resume of my life story right
So,
there.
like, you used to visit Brazil as a child?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I would come with my parents every 2 or 3 years to visit the family, get some sun, vitamin D, as you don't get too much of it, unfortunately, in sunny old Manchester.
And what do you think of the food? Like Britain is not very famous for
Yeah.
seasonal food, right?
Unfortunately not, right? Even despite Jamie Oliver's best efforts, right? England's still fighting, yeah, to gain.
But it's so weird because British people killed and raided over seasoning.
Didn't let me, did they?
Thousands of people died, so they could cross the oceans and find spices in India, and then they don't use it in their food.
They just get other people to cook them for them. Yeah, yeah. Funny. Yeah, it's an important point, yeah, because there is good English food, but not many people know how to make it. So yeah, we kind of suffer. I guess in part you can blame, I guess, if you want to, capitalism, because the majority of people are out earning their money, right? Going out to earn their bread, and they're not too focused on their own health, or they don't have time, perhaps, to dedicate themselves to some recipes and making some kind of food that would benefit them in the long term. Yeah, but I think I'd like to say it's changing. I believe in general, there's more information out there. There's more concern in terms of people's health, especially with things that have been happening recently. So people had a little bit more time. So hopefully, we'll see this change.
Yeah, and that connects to what we were talking about, like language-wise. We were talking about food one day at the coffee club, and we Googled, like on Google Images, galinha, like frango in Portuguese, and then chicken. I think actually it was galinha cozida and boiled chicken.
Okay.
And the difference is like it's incredible. Look at that. It was like Googling for the same thing, right? But in different languages. But then these languages represent different cultures, and we get completely different results. Take a look. Can I see my screen?
Yes, I can.
So galinha cozida. It's incredible. So look at that. It's orange, and green, and looks spicy and with flavor.
Yeah, I think it's because we're streaming, so maybe a little bit slow.
Sorry?
I can see like a screenshot of yourself on the YouTube channel.
Oh, you cannot?
Just
okay.
yet. So.
Can you now? No.
Not yet.
Okay. Yes?
It could be because we're streaming. Sometimes that causes a bit of difficulty.
Try one again. Okay. Now you can see it, right?
Ah, yes.
So it's like golden and orange and spicy and flavorous and then appetizing. Yeah. When you go like in English.
Wait for it.
Boil chicken. Oh no!
Yeah.
It's just white, bland, flavorless broth.
Like... Well, some of it might be good. You don't know.
Yeah, right? It might. It just doesn't look appetizing as.
Yeah, I can understand.
But yeah. How do you actually call this? Maybe I'm just Googling the wrong thing. I'm being too literal.
Yeah, some of those dishes look like a type of stew, right? A chicken stew.
Stew, okay.
Some of the previous examples look like it were kind of just cooked or grilled.
Oh, there you go. Now it looks nicer.
Okay.
I was Googling the wrong thing.
Chicken stew,
like,
yes.
For us, when like boiled is very literally just put in water.
Yes.
But in like cozido, which would be the literal translation, doesn't mean only that. It means to actually prepare it.
That's true.
Maybe I was being too literal. No, look at that. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Now I don't feel like eating this.
So that's improved variety.
Are you good at cooking?
So, to be honest. Yeah. Unfortunately, I didn't join the club of people who decide to improve their cooking during this period, but I intend to. I intend to. But I do enjoy it. I enjoy learning new ingredients and new recipes, especially as I've had to change my diet in general recently. So yeah, it's a good challenge. It's nice when you have the time to learn different.
Change.
So I have a condition which we call in Portuguese esophagitis zoonofílica, which is basically an inflammation of the esophagus and the stomach. And this can be brought on by like sometimes if you have like certain allergies, for example. It says as our diets usually include like gluten, lactose, or milk kind of products, or nuts, or any of these things, right? They cause a kind of inflammatory reaction of the body itself, and this sometimes bring about like these other reactions in the body. And basically I had to take all of these out and put them in one by one again in diet to see if there was any kind of particular allergy that I've developed. But as far as I know, I just have a slight intolerance to lactose. But yeah, I mean, it can be stress, it can be anything that can bring it on. So yeah, it was interesting. It's good as well because you kind of get more in touch with yourself and your body, and you understand what works well for you, what doesn't. Because a lot of people, they consume all these foods and they don't realize that it's causing them harm until it's too late in some cases. So fortunately, I managed to get it early.
So did you start cooking for yourself? So you could
a little bit. But to be honest, I've been working through this period, and obviously I've been with my mum in this period of the pandemic. She's been doing most of the cooking. So I love making snacks for myself. Like I eat. In general, I believe I eat a lot because I have a very fast metabolism. So I'm always eating, always. So it's impossible for someone else to cook for me. So I have to do most of the food myself.
I see. I wish I could do that. Like just eat away and not worry about getting fat. And you're this kind of person.
Okay.
You're this kind of person like who eats everything.
Yes. But to be fair though, I don't like eat, I don't know, pastries or pasties or like chocolate bars or hamburgers. Like it's not like, although I like some of these things, like I don't eat them that often. So like, I can pretty much burn off anything that I eat pretty quickly, should we say. I do have a fast metabolism. So I mean, the advantages and disadvantages of that, right? Because like when the winter comes around, you feel the cold, so you have to make up for that.
Yeah, I'm actually trying to change some stuff that I've been eating. I want to lose weight. I bought. Okay, there's a story here. I bought these t-shirts. They're actually quite good. Like they have some technology to them. Like they don't fade. Don't like you don't have to iron them or anything. However, it's the second time that I buy the wrong size. I bought I bought two of them, and I bought large ones, and then they didn't fit perfectly, so I gave them away, which was great because I found out that giving gifts is nice, and then I bought two others to myself. But for some reason, I bought large ones, and for some reason, I was sure that I had bought medium ones. So I bought large ones again, and now I have two other t-shirts. I'm stuck with them of the same size as before. But now I'm not gonna give up. So I'll fit into them instead of yielding into buying larger ones. I'll make sure I fit into them. Like they almost fit perfectly, but I'm kind of I don't know, picky. I don't know if that would be the word. I get too easily bothered by anything that is uncomfortable. I like to be completely comfortable. So whenever I raise my arms, it gets stuck in my guts, and I don't want to be pulling my t-shirt to get it off my guts. So there were two options: buy new ones or get rid of the gut. So I'm going with the second option.
That's good, man. That's good, man. Stay healthy. Yeah.
There's a friend of mine who's helping me. He just lost a lot of weight. He's not a professional. He's not like a nutritionist or anything, but he studied a lot about the topic. And I for one am a person who is not graduated on anything, but I can say that I can work professionally on some things. So now I'm taking pictures of everything I eat and showing to him, so he can say, okay, this maybe you should tone it down a bit. This you have only before you go to the gym. This like get rid of it completely. Like drink this amount of water a day. Actually, he told me to drink 4 liters of water a day.
Wow.
I have to drink some now.
It's important. Yeah, I think I struggled to get 2 liters down, but it's got to be done.
Yeah, it's quite hard to get 4 liters in.
Yeah.
I found out that actually you can have too much water, because I was thinking, oh, water.
Yes, technically you can kill yourself with water.
Yeah, like, isn't that crazy? Like water has no calories. It doesn't do any harm to you, like at a first glance. But if you have too much of it, you'll die.
Yes. It's healthy, but
something about like the function of your brains and electrolytes and something. Like it's too much liquid for things to swim in. I don't know. Not sure yet. So yeah.
Anything in excess, as they say, right?
And it reminds me of how fragile human beings are. Like we have to be breathing all the time. Isn't that crazy? Like we never stop breathing until we do. And this is weird to think about, you know. Once we start it, we cannot stop. And you know, like actually we can if we we want to.
It's not a healthy habit neither. Yeah. If you want to start stopping breathing,
Yeah. So like our heart has to be every day. We have to eat every day. We have to breathe every day. We're so fragile, and if we stop, if we like stumble against something, trip on a rock, and hit our head on the floor, we can die right away. It's so weird. And also, I was watching a video about how fragile human babies are. You know, like if you compare it to a giraffe, for example. Like a giraffe, it has its baby standing
Yes.
They're standing all lean and normal, and then a huge giraffe falls from its hole, and it has to walk. Hey, let's move on. Let's start walking, baby.
Yeah.
Like the baby is completely lost. Hey, what's going on? I was just born, and now the baby has to be on its feet and follow the mother, otherwise it's gonna die.
Yeah.
Like other babies tend to be so like prepared for life and stronger.
Yeah. Yeah.
Human babies are completely useless.
For at least 18 to 20 years, right? Minimum.
Yeah, like they are useless for that amount of time.
Yeah. In some
Like,
cases, even more. Yeah. Some
yeah.
cases, even 60 to 70 years. But yeah, no need to mention who. But it's complicated, yeah, because we see, as you said, we're very fragile. I mean, another good example are kangaroos, because if the baby doesn't jump into the pouch, in the mother's pouch, then that's it. They're gonna. So it's like life is already challenging from the beginning. Whereas if you're privileged enough to be born into a good family with caring parents as a human, you're set for life pretty much within reason, yeah? As long as you keep to the straight and narrow, you should be okay. But if not, no, many things, many bad, yeah, like you said, like the world can be very dangerous for humans. Yeah, there are a lot of bad things out there, a lot of bad things that can happen.
Yeah.
So again, I guess this is more reason for us to work on language skills, as you said, and as you give a good example on your sites, on your social networks, yeah, because it's an opportunity to work on empathy as well, and it's an opportunity to communicate with people, bring people together, which is something I'm also interested in deeply.
If you had to define everything you do in one word, what would it be?
In one word, hmm, the only word that enters into my mind right now is work.
Mm.
You know? Because we seem to have a negative impression of this word as work, but it's actually something very positive because it can give very positive, bring positive results. Because anything you do, you work at it, it will show you something positive from it. Because it doesn't matter what it is, if it's like flipping burgers, or if it's reading literature, if it's learning how to spin nunchucks, it doesn't matter. You work at that, you're going to get it down. You're going to get the skills down, and you're going to be able to perform well. You're going to have tricks other people don't have. You're going to have something to bring to the table, and you'll be able to hopefully bring food to the table with these skills that you learn. So,
Yeah.
and it gives you happiness. This is one way of defining happiness, because we tend to have a very kind of media focused idea of what is happiness, which are those kind of pictures that you see presented by certain companies, right? That say, oh, you want to be happy, buy this product. You want to be happy, have this type of cell phone, or this type of computer, this kind of car, these kind of holidays in certain sunny beaches and warm places and warm parties. And this is something that's extremely unhealthy. Yeah, something that's causing people a lot of problems, especially now, as we kind of challenging ideas of what is healthy and what is unhealthy, what do we need to be doing, what should we be doing to improve ourselves? Is it better for me to be here and like go out when I need to, and do what I need to do by myself, or do I need to be with a lot of other people? Do I need to be there? That's a question that I think pretty much everyone asks themselves, and we all have different answers. That's not to say if it's right or wrong, but it's certainly something that we can think about, or we need to think about.
Yeah, work. Interesting.
Yeah.
So I was about to try to define it also as service, but it's different because
Sure.
service involves other people, which is great as well, but it's not your main work, your main developing skills that will make you a better human being.
That's it. And it doesn't need to necessarily be, I'm going to do this so I get this in exchange for it. Yeah. It's like, it's putting effort into something. Because when
Yes.
you start to do that, very rarely that would be something negative. Yeah, rarely that will bring you negative consequences. And if you do, learn from it and see how you can development, I guess. And that's
Yeah.
not something that's often communicated. And I think this is where we start to go wrong, because a lot of people pointing things saying this song, that's wrong, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. Okay, what should you be doing then? And then you get very lost, bogged down details and things that we think we should say or we shouldn't say to tell other people. And this sounds very vague, but I mean, I'm giving a very kind of vague, general kind of example to kind of, I guess, communicate what I feel, is like a personal, it's a personal message, but I think it's something I've recognized, I guess, talking to my friends and asking them what they felt they got from this experience, because this is like a unique experience, it's a unique opportunity, right? I think in a lot of ways it's brought a lot of people together, including us right here, right now. So
Yeah.
it's similar to your example of service. Yeah, it's work, it's effort, it's investing yourself in something.
I was about to say that what brought us together today was work. I was afraid of work. I was like, my one word is freedom, and it still is. Like, I like to be free, to live wherever I want, and like financially free. I like to be linguistically free, and also provide that to people. Helping them make money online, helping them learn languages, helping them make connections, and live the life of their dreams. However, I kind of associated freedom to laziness sometimes. Like, oh, if I have time freedom, I'm supposed to not work all the time, or supposed to work only sometimes, which is great. And at one point, I will want to do that, but I was doing that too soon, and I was living way below my potential, way below potential.
Sure.
You know? I was like. Had this tendency of trying to bring too many processes, too many people in, and starting to like to disguise distraction as expansion. Was the other way around? Expansion as distraction. Yeah, I thought I was expanding, and I was actually only getting distracted. So when I started doing actual work and sitting with people and say, "Hey, how can I help you?" And like, let's not let money be a limitation. Like, I can negotiate price, and let's make that happen. Like, I want to help you. I want to make that happen. And not only did I start enjoying my work more, I also actually increased my income. Like,
Mm.
I threefolded it at least.
Mm-hmm.
And that's great. And that's what I'm saying about like, that's okay. What do I mean by it brought us together now? Because I don't even want to sell you anything, or nothing. I don't expect anything from you. Just want to work on this relationship, and maybe we can bring value to each other as we are already doing.
Absolutely.
Very, very nice.
Yeah.
Just being wholeheartedly open to provide value.
That's it. So it's exchanging knowledge, right? And it's something that I've seen happen quite a bit recently, and it's very positive. Seeing people having these exchanges and conversations, ideas, and it's important to be open to these possibilities. It's very beneficial.
Yeah. Okay. So how did you find out? How did you think? What was your process to decide for work as your one word?
Well, I guess it's similar to you, right? I guess I was unsure about what I'd be effective in working in. In one sense, it was like a fear as well, because I was like, well, is this really what I want to do? Yeah, and this is something that happened to me very recently as well. Yeah, because I mentioned to you a certain time about Zarathustra, which is our website, my website, and Daisy, my friend who helps me develop material for the website.
Website.
Yeah, Zarathustra. So we have our Instagram account, it's Zarathustra LL, I believe it is. But I can include it afterwards. I can.
Okay. I don't just.
Which is which is like our site, which we developed to talk about the things we like talking about, like we're doing now, like about languages, about culture, but also to help other people like find resources they need, help other teachers find the resources they need for their classes. Yeah, help students learn more about different languages, different cultures. And we had many other ideas that we're going to develop and going to put into practice this year as well.
So the website is already up.
Yes, the website's up.
Can you spell it out for me on the chat so we can get it?
Yes, I can. Throw it in there. So I can find the exact links afterwards and I'll send them to you.
That's what I found here. But I Googled it and I didn't find a website. It's
I can work it in there.
.com? Is it .com?
Maybe I'll send you the link as well on Instagram because it may be easier for you to find our Instagram accounts.
Is it .com or what?
The website. The website's actually on Instagram accounts.
Oh, it's not an actual website.
It's a website as well, which is ZLL Journey. .wibbly.com, but eventually we will move it to another website. But for now, it's on ZLL Journey.wibbly.com.
Wibbly.com. Okay.
Yes.
Check it out right now.
Yeah.
Is that an Indian name?
Well, Zarathustra is actually, that's it, that's the one. Yeah, it's actually one of the famous characters created by Friedrich Nietzsche. And it's a character that he created thinking about his influences from different religions. And it's a story that it talks about this kind of hero, if you like, who comes down to help humankind with their difficulties, their problems in difficult time. But to his surprise, he learned that there are many difficulties that there are no easy answers for. And at the end of the day, it comes down to what we were talking about in terms of service and work. Yeah, that you'd be surprised that in actual fact, we often have many answers, but we're unable to see them. They're usually right in front of us, but we need to be in the right time of our lives, the right phase of our lives to find these answers. Yeah, and he's a character, let's say, he's not a polarizing character because he doesn't stand for any particular political point of view. And this is what we thought was fascinating about Zarathustra. It was a name that we thought would be appropriate, I guess, for our idea, our concept of a company, if you like, of a group. So yeah, there's Daisy, there's myself. Both of us, we have several years of experience teaching English, studying English, students of languages and social science.
By the way, I didn't tell you that. I'm about to start offering branding services. Like it's something I love to talk about and help people with. And if you need help with that, just let me know. But like,
cool.
Contacts. Because like you said in our services page that we should email you for prices. But then I was looking for the email and only now that I find it. Okay, which one should I email
to? You can decide. I mean, obviously, mine's under George.
We can make it a bit clearer, you know, like,
okay.
Because I can actually just fill this out and ask for info about one of the services instead of emailing you, right?
Sure.
So you can just make it clear, like the next step. So you are on the website, your next step is hiring us, and this is exactly how you do it, like no doubt about it. The more we have to think about something, the less likely we are to do it.
Sure, true. But thank you very much for the feedback.
We can like actually put a button here, hire us, you know, like Very straightforward. Okay. So George, congrats on your project. Nice. I want to know more about that. I have to follow you on Instagram. Zarathustra. I'll Google it. I'll Instagram it. How do you call?
Instagram it. I don't know. Yeah. You don't have a verb for it yet.
The specific term to search on Instagram.
Yes. Invent one now.
Yeah, I can explore it. Yeah, they have the explore page, so maybe that's the one. Explore it and follow you, and maybe I can offer some of my resources too. I'm not much of a person who collects resources. I usually just curate them. Yeah, every resource is curated, right? The way I like to teach is basically by getting pieces of content like videos, articles, podcasts, and then raising questions about them and also practicing pronunciation, vocabulary, structure while talking about them. For more basic students, I actually get some more structured lessons, usually from British Council, and then I put my spice on it, raising questions too. It's it really surrounds making questions, like asking why, and it's. I was actually coming home from the gym now and thinking about this because it's not clear yet. My personality, I always wonder, who am I? And something that came to my mind is that I'm a child. because children, they constantly ask why. They are silly. They make stupid jokes. They make awful drawings, like I do, and yeah. So maybe I'm a child, and I can help people be more childish and help them create without judging themselves.
That's perfect. Yeah, you're in touch with inner child, so it's important to have this.
Okay, George, I have another mentoring session now. Great talking to you, and hope we can keep in touch.
Yeah, let's do it again.
I have an invitation for you. Are you available this Saturday at 6 p.m.?
I believe so. Yes.
To be a guest at the coffee club.
The coffee club. Yeah, we can talk about that. Let me know about it.
Okay, just to be our guest and talk about the topic and meet the guys. I'll send you the topic. We were talking about dopamine detox and procrastination and productivity.
Okay, awesome. Thank you very much for the invitation. Thank you very much for the talk today as well. It was fantastic. I really appreciate it. Appreciate this, and I hope we can exchange more knowledge in the future. Thank you to everyone who watched it as well.
Great talking to you. Enjoy the rest of your day, and see you on Saturday, hopefully.